Hi everyone, and welcome to another Splash Drone video where I will try to give you some more information about the drone. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, I was planning on running some tests on the new battery, the 4500 LiPo, because mine originally came with the 4200. Anyway, as you watch this video, it's a little bit of everything. This aerial video here is done by my 12-year-old daughter, so yes, she moves around a lot, but you know what? I was grateful to have her there to help me, so you guys can enjoy this. Some video will be in the air, a little bit of it. A little bit will be underwater. I did this at Clear Lake in Oregon. And believe it or not, I wasn't even there 3 minutes, and they chased me out of there. They told me I couldn't fly that in the area, even though I'm not breaking any FAA rules. First, I was approached, and nothing was said. I landed it in the water, and they flipped out. Because no motorized vehicles allowed in the water. I guess a drone is considered a motorized vehicle in the water. You know, gas-powered motor, whatever. Anyway, that's your wonderful rangers that run the place, hired by Hoodoo to run this place. It's a beautiful place. I've been diving there for a lot of years, and it's becoming more and more commercialized. They rent canoes, they rent rowboats, and basically, unless you're paying or renting something, they want you to go away. We even mentioned, by the way, if I show this on YouTube, it's going to want to bring people out here. Their answer was, we don't want anybody out here. We have too many people out here as it is. So, the little bit aerial video you see here from my drone and my GoPro is all I was able to do. I was literally chased out of there. So I did go dive, so I'm going to be able to show you some underwater footage here coming up. And as you watch that, I hope you enjoy it. I really wanted to do a lot of aerial footage, and I wanted to do a lot of water footage. When I told them, what about just flying in the air? I won't land in the water. They said, well, you're making noise. And people come up here because they want peace and quiet. And your noise is going to scare everybody away. Even though the Splash drone is actually a really quiet drone. So, please enjoy my video. Here's some information I promised I'd be answering people. The LiPo 4500 4S. I flew it with the legs, with the GoPro 4, with the gimbal. I did have the monitor on my controller, so I was watching, it was transmitting video, and I was also using the goggles. I had a friend watching through the goggles. My runtime on that was 9 minutes and 42 seconds. And that time is before the drone starts to want to come down. Okay? The blinking red lights do come on much earlier than that. Okay? And normally, basically, if it starts to blink, it means bring it home and land it safely. I push it to the point where my drone wants to start to come down. And that runtime was 9 minutes, 42 seconds on the 4500. Not 16, 19 minutes or whatever they claim. And this was an honest and fair videotaping. By the way, that was me. That's my 12-year-old daughter. That water is about 40 degrees, really cold. Back to the information. I also flew the drone with the legs, the mechanical release. Obviously, anytime you mount anything underneath, you're going to want the legs to keep it off the ground. Otherwise, it's not going to sit flat. With the mechanical release and the legs, my run time was 10 minutes 3 seconds. Now these are 4500 lipos, fully charged. Drone's already been calibrated, everything's been done. I did it on my 4200 battery, and then I hooked up the 4500, so it'd be a full battery ready to go. And that's 10 minutes and 3 seconds with the release on the legs. And at that time, the drone started to want to come down. Okay, this was already way past the time of the blinking red lights. Then I did a third test because I was trying to reach, this so-called long runtime that's promised. I'm not trying to diss them. I think their product is a great product. It's a great drone. It's awesome to be able to fly it out of the water, in the water. It's amazing that it's waterproof. Again, what you see here is me filming underwater. This is actually my GoPro mounted on top of my housing where I use a Nikon to do my photography. There's some shots here of my photography. That was actually a large brown. So I'm not really focusing on videotaping. I'm actually focusing on taking pictures. My GoPro just happened to be filming the whole time. This was my buddy Sydney in the background. Same name as my daughter, which is awesome. Anyway, third test I did with no legs, no release, no gimbal. I took everything off. All I had was a plug on the bottom. Okay, I stripped the drone completely down. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. You just have a toy. I bought mine so I can film. Okay, so my realistic runtime is 9 minutes 42 seconds. If you strip your drone down to nothing, okay, no legs, nothing, your runtime on a 4500 lipo is going to be 15 minutes 37 seconds, and then your drone starts to come down. Again, if you obey the guidelines, once the red lights start to flash, bring it down and land it safely. I wasn't flying it very far away. I did go way up, down, left, right. I flew it around. Okay, I didn't just leave it hovering. I wanted a realistic test. 15 minutes 37 seconds. That's the longest runtime I got, and that's with nothing on the drone. Also, back to the mechanical release. Obviously, if I gave you just a flying it and doing nothing else, then that would not be an honest runtime either. So I will let you know right now, when I did it, I did attach a water balloon, and I flew it up in the air, and I tried to drop it on my daughter. She was smart. She ran back in the house. But I did drop it for fun. Then I landed it. I stopped. I turned off the engines. I stopped the clock. I reattached another balloon. Fired it back up. Started the timer again. Flew it up in the air. Obviously, why? Well, you're using the mechanical release. If you're using mechanical release, I would assume that your goal is to, well, drop something. You're going to be carrying that a little bit of extra weight. Okay, and that's probably why the runtime is pretty close to the GoPro with the gimbal, which was 9 minutes 42 seconds. With the release, 10 minutes 3 seconds. I did gain a little bit more time, but that's because a good portion of the time I flew it with nothing hanging there. But I did do 2 balloon drops for fun, which is realistic. If you're going to have the mechanical release, I'm assuming you're going to be dropping things. So this video was mostly to address that. I hope you guys are enjoying the background footage. Thousands of trouts, by the way, all around me. They were right under thermocline. They were all flat, literally. I'm a little bit underneath them, that's why it looks thick. But as I raised, it was just level. And here's some footage of the area. Again, it's a beautiful place. I was really looking forward to doing some landing and underwater footage. I wanted to do some underwater videotaping of divers using the drone, above and in the water. I had my heart set on doing a lot of filming. I brought, 4 batteries. I had everything with me. This is me relaunching the drone here. This was the one spot where I landed it. I wasn't even there 5 seconds and the Ranger was all over me. And you're talking about a Ranger who, in front of me and my friends, threw a cigarette on the ground. This is in Oregon during the fire season. There's fires all over the place. The guy proceeded to throwing a cigarette on the ground, didn't put it out, and just walked off. And it was sitting there burning for over 3 minutes. My friend actually walked over and stepped on it and squished it. That's him right there walking off with the cowboy hat. Anyway, I had to bring it back in and I had to land it, and that was it for the drone. I was really hoping to give you guys a lot more footage. As you've noticed, it is beautiful underwater, and I wanted to show you guys that from the GoPro. By the way, the same GoPro that I used on the drone is the same GoPro I used underwater for the video footage. So again, I hope you guys enjoy this information. Use it to your benefit so you know what your runtime is. Be safe. Fly 9 minutes and bring it in. If you're filming and using the GoPro, if you're just flying for fun, well, you got a good 15 minutes of flight time. Again, enjoy it. This is a wonderful drone. The people in China did a wonderful job making this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.